Hello everyone and welcome back to Knitting Therapy. My name is Maria and this is wrap-up video of all of my knits of 2024. This is part 2. Last week was the previous part with an overview of the sweaters, blouses and tops that I knitted during last year, and there is some interesting categorization I think that I've added to the video instead of just going through all of the knits that I made. And today is the second part about the cardigans. As cardigans was my favorite category of the knitted garments of last year, I decided to share them all together, showing different techniques, different textures, different structures of those, and different yarns, of course, to compare all of those together. I like wearing all of them. Of course, there are some favorite ones and less worn ones, but still I like the selection of cardigans I have, and I have in plans to increase it even a bit more in the future. Now we will start with the beginning of last year and moving on to the end of 2024. The first cardigan that I've knitted last year was Novice Cardigan Chunky Edition. I have knit one for myself before. Here it is. This one is made using undyed 100% alpaca yarn. I think it's called Alpaca Natural Colors by Katia, and I had enough amount of leftovers after knitting one for myself, so I've made similar one for my mom. The only difference was the buttons, I guess, and I made her version a little bit longer just because she requests always to not make such cropped garments that I'm knitting for myself. That's the main difference. So here it is. You can see it's such a gray color with 100% warmth and fluffiness, softness, everything that may give you alpaca yarn. Can't say that it's itchy because it's a layering piece. Obviously I have something underneath, but still it feels very comfy for me and very warm. The overall weight is under 300 grams for this cardigan, so it's very light but very warm piece to have. This is the main reason why I like it that much. The next cardigan that I knitted during last year, so I was really looking forward right after I saw Fennel Silk Jacket by Florence design for the first time. I was looking forward to knit it. As soon as she released the pattern, I casted it on. Here is the fisherman's rib, I think, and I used 100% merino yarn worsted weight held together with soft silk mohair by Knitting for Olive. So Knitting for Olive silk mohair I got accidentally in our local yarn store. They had it only in one shade, so that defined the color of my cardigan. And here it is. I wanted it to be a bit lighter, but this is what we have in result. Overall, I like how it looks. Especially yarn is very nice, and the design as well, but it doesn't look well on myself. This is why this one I didn't wear after binding it off. Probably this one will be gifted and I will need myself a bit bigger size of it just to be able to wear it, because it's a bit too fitted, like zero is, I would say, and I don't like the cardigans to have such ease. I want them to be a bit relaxed. So this is the result, and probably you will see one more version of it in the future. The next cardigan was a result of the test knit. It's called Voyage cardigan by Olena Yarova. It's Ukrainian designer, so you will not be able to find it on Ravelry. There is only the patterns by request in her Instagram direct messages. This one was made using cashmere's lace weight of cashmere yarn held together with merino silk blend yarn. So there is an interesting construction on the shoulders with some lace there, and that grows into the sleeve, as you can see. So that's the main feature of this design. Overall, I love the yarn selection of it, the color of it. Just didn't have lots of opportunities to wear it yet. But I think this is one nice addition to my cardigans collection. I have one more white or such creamy cardigan already. It's Pride and Pearls cardigan, but that one is much shorter and warmer because there is I think there is worsted weight held together with 2 strands of baby alpaca lace yarn. An extremely warm piece. This one is a bit lighter and probably a bit easier to sew on. The next one will be West, but I decided to add it here because it's also kind of layering piece with the buttons, with double knitted button band, and overall it has lots of characteristics of the cardigan except the sleeves. So this is why I've added it here. It's Maggie West. I finished it recently. This one is made also using the Knitted for Olive Soft Silk Mohair in dusty sea green color. I hold it together with Ukrainian merino yarn called Vivchari. I hold it double to knit the cage. I knitted this one on 4mm needles just to reach an oversized fit of it. Yeah, so I think as it's quite recently finished, I think it will get some wear a bit later, but overall I like the result of it. Here is the same construction as at my poppy tees, poppy sweaters, etc. So kind of similar construction of it, and I haven't plans to make proper Maggie cardigan in the future as well. Using the feedbacks that I have shared in my knitting podcast about Maggie West earlier, I will link this one to the video as well. Yeah, so here it is, Maggie West in the cardigans selection. One more of my recent bind of cardigans. This was finished like in the end of 2024. It's cardigan number 6 by my favorite since knitwear. So it's cloud-like cardigan with some lacing. The recommended yarn was 3 strands altogether of silk mohair, but I had a thicker version of silk mohair that I used only as 1 strand, so it was easier to handle it. Yeah, I like the color. I made this one in a bigger size than is recommended for my measurements, just to get even more oversized fit of it. So the recommended amount of buttons for that size that I made, it was large, I guess. There should be 4 buttons, but I didn't like how it looks with 4 buttons, and I switched to 3 of them. But I think there is a 1 additional buttonhole in case I will change my mind in the future. So yeah. And the last one, recently finished cardigan. I was looking forward to have one red cardigan in the wardrobe already, and this is Fall Cardigan by Moreca Knits. Hope you can see it well. I used bovine merino yarn hold 5 strands together with a baby alpaca lace strand as well. So it's very light, I think, like comparing to how it looks like a bit sturdier than it is generally. I will share a bit more details in my next knitting podcast to not overwhelm you with all the details now. But I can say that I didn't add any like massive changes to the pattern itself. I was following it directly and received the fit that I was going for when I started this cardigan like 2 months ago, I think. Yeah, the interesting part here that on the cuffs and on the body we have 1x1 ribbon, and on the collar there is a section with 2x2 ribbon. As you can see, cardigans hold a special spot in my wardrobe and in my heart during 2024. I hope you found some inspiration from this selection of cardigans. I can say that comparing to sweaters, the cardigans are like an easier piece for me to style, because you just put it over any other garment that you plan to wear and that's it, especially if you are making them in some basic colors or some more like standard ones, I would say, because red cardigan is quite classic one and a bit easier to style. Yeah, so I have in plans also to knit at least one in black color, but I think the good idea is to start it closer to some summer days, just to make it easier to knit it during the daylight. In winter it's a bit more challenging to do so, but last year we had blackouts and didn't have electricity even in summer, mostly in summer. So it depends, we will see if it will work as planned. And also I don't plan to stop. Maybe you have noticed that most of my cardigans during last year were on a chunkier side. I was using 7mm needles, 6mm needles, 5mm needles mostly, so it made those grow quicker. But double knitted button bands added some slowiness to the working on them, to the process. I have only one pole cardigan knitted on 4mm needles, and this pattern already consists of lots of different details that are a bit challenging, and Maggie cardigan is also on a smaller gauge. That's two of those that are a bit tighter comparing to the chunkiest ones. Yeah, so this is it for today. Leave a like if it was interesting for you to go through my cardigans wardrobe part. Leave a like, comment if you are planning to knit some of these patterns and if you enjoyed the video. And remember, life is better with a cardigan or even 5 of those. See you!